will not get my song, so you can go third.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna go Beef G.
I love having you here, Coach.
We're gonna go Beef G Nightmare, and then Coach is gonna go last. So Beef, what is your song that you never skip?
So I've never skipped this song. So I will talk quick intro on this. My first album was The Offspring, Americana. So for anyone at home, it's a really specific band. They're from Orange County. They're kind of a rock punk band.
Yep.
Yeah, like a really good band, fun to listen to. But they had Americana. It was one of my favorite albums. The next one, it was Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. The third one was Eminem's Eminem Show. So the Eminem Show, if you guys ever, so that was like I think it was his third album after Marshall Mathers and Some Shady LP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on that there's a lot of good songs, but one of the songs, and it's a great Aerosmith song, is it's Dream On by Aerosmith, but Eminem took it and it's called Sing for the Moment.
Yeah.
And the reason for this song is it's crazy how it builds up because and the reason why, so I've never ever skipped this song. Like,
It's a hockey song.
yeah, I've never skipped this song. I will it's one of those songs where it's crazy to me. I've probably listened to it. I've had times of my life where I've listened to it like 100 times, and then I stopped listening for a while, and then I listened to it another for hundreds. But I've never not like wanted to hear it because it just when I hear the start, I'm like, okay, this is right. I'm about to get some Eminem. Like there's a couple Bohemian Rhapsodies like that, but I've skipped over that before. Led Zeppelin, Stairway, skipped over. Fade to Black, Metallica, skipped over. But when it came to Sing for the Moment, which is crazy because like it's not, I wouldn't say it's his most epic song.
No.
So it's like, but there's a part of it I really want to sing. Hopefully we don't will we get copyrighted for this?
No.
I don't think so. So what happens at the song? If anyone hears that, it's Eminem Sing for the Moment on the Eminem Show, and pretty much what happens is it builds up. It builds up really well. So like it builds up into like his life, and he's pretty much going why he sings for that moment because he goes against everything else. And about everything else that's like kind of stopping him as a rapper, and then it sounds so white when I'm talking about this, but you're Eminem for white people too. I have to say is like, and not just white people, anyone that was like isn't black. I'd say like
Everyone says he's pretty much the best.
Yeah,
like,
but like you listen and you're like, man, he like even in that song he talks about how like he raps for kids that like that in that song he says like he talks about even to the kids that like wear like black on their nails and they're goth, or he doesn't just talk to other people. He talks to the people that they never felt like they belonged. And that's a big group of people, like because he had to go his whole life probably rapping against the being outside the norm. So I mean I'm preaching to probably everybody that kind of understands why he's big, but here it is. So not knowing we're protecting ourselves, we're entertaining. Of course, this shit's affecting ourselves. You ignoramus, but music is a reflection of self. We just explain it. Then we get our checks in the mail. It's fucked up, ain't it? How we come from practically nothing to being able to have anything that we wanted. That's why we sing for these kids that don't have a thing, except for a rap and a fucking rap magazine who post pin-up pictures on their walls all day long, idolize their favorite rappers and know all their songs. Or for anyone who's ever been through shit in their lives till they sit and they cry at night wishing they die, till they throw on a rap record and they sit and they vibe. We're nothing to you, but we're the fucking shit in their eyes. That's why we seize this moment and try to freeze it and own it, squeeze it and hold it, because we consider these minutes golden. And maybe they'll admit it when we're gone. Let our spirits live on through the lyrics that you hear in our songs. And I remember when I hear that, it gives me chills every single. I'm not even lying.
It's a great verse.
Yeah, like I get chills every single time I hear that. And there's a lot of rap, I feel like is more honest. Whereas like you have to, the more real you are, like in my opinion, because of what I don't listen to too much rap. So for me to like it a lot, it's like if it's really real, like that's where. And so rap for me, like whenever I hear that, like, because Kid Cudi's like that for me too. He says a lot of real stuff for me, but he's also very playful. Whereas like Eminem, sometimes like if you ever look at Eminem as in life, like, and maybe he comes off as like, he'll be really wacky on stage, but then when he's there, he's just silent. He's just a silent guy. He never says anything. And then when he's rapping, that's where he can be really himself and think, say how he feels. So that for me is like big because it wasn't. Yeah, I think it has nothing to do. It's not like it has nothing to do with that I feel or understand what that even means to them. But what I can say is like, I'm like, man, like when you hear Eminem rap, like I feel like he feels that way every time he's rapping, like he feels that's what he's doing it for, is those people that, those
Yeah.
kids and everything. And so that song blows me away every
You
time.
ever listen
man.
to Outkast before?
Oh yeah, I like.
Yeah,
Outkast,
I was going to
yeah.
say you're
Andre.
definitely an Outkast type of guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Andre
okay,
3000.
yeah. There, if the person says like I like NF a lot. I know NF's like kind
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
more of a Christian guy,
Macklemore?
but yeah, Macklemore. When you told me about Other Side, I listened to that like a million times. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got me to because I like that, and I really liked Kid Cudi a lot because his first like there's a couple of fun like songs, but there were some songs where you're like, man, like I wonder if he really felt that way.
Even some of his like stuff that's not like really mainstream, that was more. This is like years ago, right? But like when he did like mostly like YouTube videos, he would do like these like random videos of him just like in a house, and he would do like. He would
I gotta
rap.
see him.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
he's I like him.
Yeah, because he kind of talk. I feel like he is like I don't know how rap really works, but I don't know about today's rap, but I feel like he kind of changed a lot of things, because a lot of people rapped like him after.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
he
yeah.
brought a different like type of vibe, like with rapping and a different style. It was definitely different.
Especially the mind. They talk about the mind more.
Yeah.
Like rappers never really talked about the mind.
Yeah,
you know,
and
and, like,
instead of like bitches and drugs, it was more of like psychedelics for him.
yeah, that's what. Well, his was like also balance. Yeah, it was a combination of depression, but then
Yeah.
like going all through that. I appreciate that stuff because it's like, it's stuff that we always go through and
Don't really talk about.
yeah, it's even what Macklemore says, like, if
Mhm.
I don't talk about drugs, alcohol, or sex, it's like my sales are gonna fall. You know, so like, but then it ended up, ironically, that probably worked for him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so it's because he also said sex, drugs, and he still
Yeah.
said all those things,
Yeah.
but then he didn't talk. You know, you ever think about that? Like he technically talked about it in that song, but then the whole time, but then he talks. You know what I mean? It's like a different way of like talking about it. It was like I was like, man, but
I'm
you
not
were
going to talk
talking
about
it.
drugs by bringing up drugs.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it throws me off every time.
But
But I
these
really
laws
like
I
that
use-
song a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm like listening to it, and I'm like, wait, but you actually are talking about
You
it
are,
because
yeah.
But I never like I'd sit there. I remember there's one part where I was like, whoa, like it hit me in the head, and I still really love Macklemore, like his stuff, and I love that song because I've listened to it a million times. But I was like, wait, but you are talking about your friends that died of drugs by saying you're not wanting to talk about. But in the other songs, he doesn't talk about it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, all right, I think I killed that.
So
we'll-
Sing for the Moment.
Yeah,
by
Sing for the
Eminem.
Moment.
sing
by
for the
Eminem.
moment. Yeah, that's mine.
Okay, so second up was G.
So mine is Juicy, from Notorious B.I.G.
Okay.
All right.
So that if
I've not
you
heard
guys
that
have
song.
listened to that song, it's just different. It's different. Like I grew up like having that song and listening to it, but I never knew like the background of like how he made that song. And once I like found that out, it was pretty cool. Like how he came into like what I find cool about like Biggie is like he was like a big threat. Like he could do it all. You can give him any beat, you can give him any topic, and he would rap about it. And as much as I loved Tupac, and I'm from the West Coast, like I'll always fuck with Biggie. Like I love Biggie, you know, like, and the confidence that dude had to like come from nothing and go to where he is today, like, or where he was at the moment, you know, like of the high point of his career, it was impressive because. I mean, dude, he's not a good-looking guy. He's, you know, he has like a lazy eye or whatever, and but he carried himself with a lot of confidence, and I can relate to that, you know, like, well, not the lazy eye, but being like always bigger, the big guy, you know, the fluffy guy or whatever in the group.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I had a lot of respect for him, and I loved that he was a hustler, you know, and he was always out to prove people wrong. And in that song, he talks about like, you know, how people always doubted him, and like people would down him and tell him he'll never make it. And he talks about his success and how he's come from nothing now to where he is now. And it's not more so of like, you know, F you haters. It's more of like, you know, I made it, and like I'm rapping about it at the same time. And like, it's, I don't know, it's just cool. And like the beat that he uses for that, it came from like, I can't remember the exact origin, but it was pretty much a jingle song from like a commercial or whatever. So they played that beat for him, and then he rapped to it, and the flow of it, the vibe of it, it's so uplifting, and like it's such a good song. It's like just one of those things that if it comes on, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll fuck
just
with
one
that,
of
and I
those.
just leave it on.
I'm gonna listen to
So-
it when I go home.
Yeah,
It's
another one
number
I like,
number one.
and I think you'd like this too because it comes from Hardball with Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Tom
Big
Big
Papa.
Poppy.
Yeah.
Big
yeah,
Poppy.
my wife loves that song. So anytime that song comes on and she's in the car, it plays throughout.
Cause
So-
I got some ladies tonight.
yeah, it's a dope song. So that's from the Ready to Die album, where he has the baby picture of himself on there. So great album. But Juicy is definitely the song for me that it's inspiring. It uplifts me and it's upbeat and I just like it. It's a cool story that goes behind it too with Biggie. So yeah.
Nice.
Rest in peace,
Love it.
Biggie.